Hello, everybody. This is going to be the monthly predictions for all rising and moon signs for the month of April of 2024. So I'm going to get started by showing you the transits that are happening for every sign this month, and beginning with Aries. So this month we have April 2nd, Mercury stations retrograde in Aries, conjunct Uranus and Jupiter. April 7th and 8th, we have a new moon and solar eclipse in Pisces, conjunct Sun, Rahu, Venus, and Neptune. April 9th, Mercury goes retrograde in Pisces, conjunct the Sun, Rahu, Venus, and Neptune. 13th, Sun enters Aries, conjunct Jupiter and Uranus. April 23rd, Mars enters Pisces, conjunct Venus, Rahu, Neptune, and Mercury retrograde. And then April 23rd, the full moon in Libra. And then April 24th, Venus enters Aries, conjunct Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus. And then the 25th, Mercury stations direct in Pisces. And we're going to get into what all of this means for each sign. All right. For Aries risings and moons, you start off this month with a lot of energy in your first house. The Mercury retrograde begins, and it's conjunct Uranus and Jupiter, which you've had there this past year. Then we have the new moon and solar eclipse in your 12th house, and then Mercury then going retrograde in your 12th house. For more information about how this is affecting you, you can look to our videos that we did on the Mercury retrograde and the eclipse prediction. Of finding that peace and solitude and that newfound joy in like your mental health, because Jupiter and Venus together with Mercury in your 12th house, it's considered the Saraswati yoga, which is really good for learning, really good for devoting to spiritual practice, especially in the 12th house. It's going to bring you a lot of peace and joy and knowledge and recognition for the things you've learned that you've been able to heal within yourself and help others with as well. And then Mercury will station direct in Pisces on the 25th, closing out this month again in your 10th house, in your 11th house, really giving you that clarity and that direct action focus to take towards your network circles, your friendships, communicating with people, and overall just a sense of your manifestations are coming in during this time, because that's kickstarting everything from the 8th, but in a more direct forward moving motion now, because you've been this month really reassessing, analyzing, putting in the motions, planning, doing a lot of that. And then by the time Mercury stations direct on April 25th, you're going to start noticing the action taking effect in a more forward moving way. For Gemini risings and moons, since April and May of last year, you guys began starting this new chapter in terms of what you want to manifest or call into your life. Jupiter and Mercury together in your 11th house gives you this ability to learn the skills that you need to take action towards your manifestations and your goals. There's also this energy of you wanting to create a community and find a community wherever you are, because 11th house rules friendships and network circles and just overall a community that you have. And so during this time, this season, while Mercury's retrograde, can be giving you that energy of like wanting to find that community and also create it within yourself and within others, whether it's online, whether it's in your direct everyday life, just revisiting that sense of togetherness overall. And then when we have the eclipse over your 10th house, with Mercury going retrograde the next day in your 10th house as well, it starts a new chapter in this next 1.5 year cycle where your career, your public image, and how other people see you is at height in your mind and just in your overall life. Whatever action you're taking towards this during that 2-week period where Mercury's retrograde there, it will pay off, but it can feel like you might have this like not understanding of time. It feels like it moves faster, moves slower, does it move in the right way? But that's because Rahu is giving it this energy of like, it'll come when it comes. And Mercury retrograde is giving you this ability to reassess things that happened since October, November of 2023, and begin a new chapter for your career. You might be wanting to change something in your career, taking a different approach towards your career, your public image, and also thinking about the legacy you want to leave behind for your career. Then it's ruled both Jupiter and Jupiter is ruled by the depositor of Mars, which currently sits with Saturn in your 9th house. So it can feel like your belief system is something you've been really working on since January of 2023. Your higher values, your knowledge, maybe even your relationship with your parents. But Mars is giving you this ability to take action towards setting new goals, setting a new standard of thinking for yourself, a new devotion to practice in your school and your higher learning, and also just in having a better sense of standing when it comes to the way you think and the way your thoughts are manifesting in your life. Then when Mars leaves that and goes into your 10th house, all of those beliefs and things that you've been working on reorganizing and changing in this last month are going to be directly evident in your career and the action you take towards your newfound goals because of what Mercury retrograde brought you. And then again, this depositor is ruled of Rahu in your 10th house is ruled by the energy in your 11th house. So your manifestations are coming in. You could also have like some type of sudden windfall of luck or just a manifestation coming in when we have that Sun, Jupiter, Uranus conjunction on the 24th. It's going to be very powerful when it comes to manifesting for you. So if you have any wish fulfillment that you've been really wanting to call in, keep in mind during this time is when it can. And then when Sun enters there as well on the 13th, it's just going to shed light on it a little bit more. And then by the 24th, when Venus enters there, it's going to come in like full force, full swing, and it's going to be very powerful for you. Yeah, and then Mercury stationing direct on the 25th, it's just going to give you that focus in a new and a better way to take action towards your goals for your career, your public image. You could also be changing something about the way others see you, not necessarily in terms of appearance, but when it comes to how others perceive you in like a public way. So publicly speaking, something for your career, or just how you show up in the work you do in this world. It's gonna be having a lot better of a focus after the 25th. All right. Cancer risings and moons. So you currently have the transit of Mercury and Jupiter Mercury retrograde in your 10th house, and it is ruled by Mars, which is in your 8th house with Saturn. So this transit overall has been a lot in terms of like your career and focusing on not only like higher education and higher learning for your career, and also the skills you're achieving and getting to help you in that sense. But because it's ruled by Saturn and Mars in your 8th house, it's been a lot of shedding. It's been a lot of transformation, and it could have been some intense transformations for you guys. But with Mars there supporting you in this effort currently for the next month up until the 23rd of April, it's giving you this ability to shed past versions of yourself and also do a lot of research, underground research, like even this is something in occult or astrology that helps bring you healedness and awareness in your life. Um, it can feel really heavy and intense at times, like maybe you're also trying to get a lot of resources for some ability to change in your life, or feeling like it could be blocked from you, but Mars there now is giving you this ability to take action towards it. It is supporting you in this, and it will help you in your career front. Also good for job changes, job recognition, or just overall a sense of fulfillment in what your purpose is in this lifetime to give to others in a very public way. Now, the energy of Mercury in being retrograde in Pisces after the 9th and the eclipse, which we have a video on as well, that's just giving you a little bit more insight as to how to change your belief in relationship with your parents, your relation to your higher learning in your school, and also having a teacher in a very unconventional type of way that gives you this newfound ability to focus on higher learning and a spiritual development that you haven't had before. Then we have the full moon, which we'll come out with a video on as well, in Libra, which is opposite your 10th house and your 4th house, illuminating a chapter closing in your home or your emotional security. So if you guys are wanting to move or relocate for a job, or just in general think about some type of closure happening in terms of your home, that full moon is going to shed light on that. And when Venus goes into Aries on the 24th with Jupiter, it's going, and Uranus, it's going to bring some fast type of action towards your career, towards your public image, to your most public identity, to how others perceive you and the legacy you're leaving. And then it's going to bring that harmony and to learn something that's going to help you express that to others as well. Because Venus being with Jupiter and Mercury creates that Saraswati yoga, which is very, very powerful when it comes to helping others and also learning. And it's a very devotional type of energy. So that 24th to the in middle of May energy is going to be extremely powerful. Actually, no, it's only 5 days because May 1st, Jupiter turns into Taurus. So use those 5 days really to like set your intentions around your career, your job, your legacy that you're leaving. And then Mercury stations direct the next day, April 25th, in your ninth house, using all the things you've learned from some type of teacher or professor, or even your parents' belief system to have a newfound way of thinking, because you're realizing during this time, like the way your parents thought or the way some teacher in your life thought isn't actually benefiting you, and you have the ability to create your own reality. Um, so shedding of past belief systems that aren't serving you and beginning that new chapter after April 25th. All right. For the Leo risings and moons, you had Jupiter and Mercury in your ninth house, giving you a really good ability to learn a lot of that comes to like setting the foundation for your own spiritual beliefs and learning new things that help promote your own spiritual beliefs and the way you think. It also indicates like a relationship with your parents manifesting or growing or evolving in a very profound way. And then Mercury going retrograde there, reevaluating your parents' belief system and its impact on you. And then as well as the belief system that you want to have, that will take place and carry on through the rest of your life. And how you can teach others that too and help them in their growth as well. It's ruled by Mars currently being in your seventh house. So you've been having a lot of support or a lot of change. I would say more so change when it comes to your relationship dynamic with others, be it relationships, friendships, business partnerships overall. With Mars there, it's been giving you some type of support to be able to help others that you're in relationship with their belief system or instilling a new spiritual belief pattern in others that are going to also help you. Now, this eclipse is taking place in your eighth house, so a lot to do with your investments, the resources you have that are supporting your business and your forward moving thinking and karma. And then as well with Mercury going retrograde there, beginning April 9th, it's giving you to revisit or reevaluate the investments that you've had or the resources that you've generated for your thinking, for your businesses, for your relationship with others, business partners as well. Then on April 23rd, Mars will leave its placement with Saturn, alleviating a little bit of that pressure you have been feeling, or maybe the change or sudden change that's been happening in terms of relationships and business partners, and moving into your eighth house, giving you an ability to generate more resources from people and really do a lot of deep digging, deep research that's going to set the precedent for this next 1.5 year cycle, or now it's another year left of it. But the next 6 months are going to show the true manifestations of all of the work and resources and research and digging you're doing to create wealth. Eighth and second house transits are really about creating wealth and creating resources and creating value. That helps because the depositors in your ninth house shift the beliefs in yourself and others and create a new way of thinking in yourself that it's going to pay off in the long run, especially because it just left Saturn's placement, but also give you this ability to find security, find a change. There could be sudden changes that happen in April as well when it comes to your resources that you have, or just your relationship with your family as well. Not in a bad way and not in a scary way, but definitely changes overall, because eighth house is about change and transformation, and it could be very internal for you up until the time of Mercury stations direct. So April 25th, it will feel like it's not as internal anymore. It'll be more external, seeing the change happen actually in your 3D reality. Whereas before then, the whole month of April up until the 25th, it's going to be a lot of internal shifts and transformations and shedding that take place for you. Then we also have that full moon in Libra and Venus opposite that full moon in Aries in your ninth and third house axis as well, giving you that closure to your confidence, closure to not like your confidence is ending, but just like since October, November of last year, you guys have been starting a new chapter or working on developing your confidence, your skills, the business ventures you wanted to take on, the changing of your thoughts and belief system and patterns, and your ability to teach and learn that. Well, learn it and then teach it to others too. And then Venus entering that placement with Jupiter and Mercury, again, talked about this before, but creates the Saraswati yoga, which brings you this ability to devote not only to like even a higher guru or higher learning or even a higher version of yourself mentally, but helping others with that as well. It's a major focus of give and take and give and receive, especially with the second and eighth house transits that you have on. All right. For the Virgo risings and moons, Jupiter and Mercury currently in your eighth house is giving you this ability to learn about things that have been causing a catalyst for transformation in your life since April and May of last year. Now, Jupiter there has been giving you a lot of knowledge when it comes to transformation, healing, occult, underground research, things that you really have to dig deep for, and also in getting resources from people, joining resources with a partner, or just attracting money in your life. Mercury going retrograde there, however, April 2nd, starting April 2nd, it's given for that whole week, it's giving you this ability to reevaluate your approach to it, your approach to resources shared, your approach to learning and researching. It's ruled by Mars, which is currently placed in your sixth house. So the catalyst of this affects your daily life, it affects your routines, your health, your physical fitness. So if there are things that you're needing to take action towards right now when it comes to your health, your fitness, since January of 2023 as well for this placement, but now is the time to take action towards it. So this transit specifically happens for you up until April 23rd, which means that if there's anything going on with your health, your work-life balance, your work routines, even your coworkers or situations involving your neighbors or coworkers, or overcoming any type of litigation or enemies in your life, Jupiter is giving you the knowledge to take action towards it because the ruler is placed in your sixth house and because Mercury is bringing stuff back up for you to re-navigate. Now, we have the eclipse, which we made a video on, happening on the 7th and 8th. And you can find that video to know more insight about that. But for you, it's in your seventh house of partnership, love, business relationships, having experiences that feel supernatural when it comes to people you're in relation with, and kind of feeling a little bit detached or critical of your sense of self because you're learning to view yourself in a more spiritual way. But with Mercury going retrograde there on the 9th, if there are past lovers coming back into the picture, this is going to be the time where you start a new chapter in the way you approach them and the way they approach you. So you might notice yourself communicating differently with people, or wanting to communicate differently with people in a new way, or trying something out in that sense, or people from your past or people that you're currently seeing wanting to communicate with you in a different way that feels, again, a little supernatural, out of this world, exotic, but a highlight on partnership and connecting with others. Then on April 23rd, April 23rd and 24th, we have the full moon in Libra, and then also the same day, Venus enters Aries, opposite that. So full moon highlights a closure to a chapter in terms of your self-worth, your value system, your income, and your finances. Also something that's been happening in your innermost family since October of 2023. November. It's opposite Jupiter and Mercury in your eighth house, like I just mentioned before, but so it's not necessarily like an ending to your finances or your self-worth. It's just a closure to a chapter that you've been working on since then. I highlighted this because we will be working on a video coming out later this month, or a written document about what this full moon is going to be for everybody, so keep an eye out for that on Patreon. But Venus entering the placement of Jupiter is going to be really beautiful because it's going to give you like this energy to not only learn things for deep occult research, deep healing, deep transformation, being activated in your chart, but also Venus bringing you resources from other people, bringing you harmony and connecting with other people and receiving that transformation, receiving those insights, receiving that knowledge that's going to transform your overall life. Because eighth house can feel intense and heavy, yes, but it can also be the catalyst for the most transformation you'll ever experience in your life through deep research, through deep digging in yourself, or in something that you're pursuing as like a course or a higher learning that helps your belief system. And then this is the last bit of energy we have of this Jupiter and Aries transit till May 1st. So take advantage of it. Know that this transformative period will come to an end. So use everything that is bringing you for the next month, because you have the opportunity to get a lot of resources from people. And I don't just mean, when I say resources, like what I'm talking about is money. I'm talking about knowledge. I'm talking about support. The people around you and in yourself from higher powers. Like I recommend doing a lot of meditation, finding like that inner peace within your voice, because it will be beneficial to you during this transit. And then May 1st, it's a whole new thing. All right. Maybe your risings and moons, you guys have Jupiter and Mercury in your 7th house. This has been really good for you for the past year in terms of learning new things about partnership and relationships, possibly bringing you a new relationship or closing a chapter with a new relationship. But regardless, Mercury going retrograde in your 7th house, it's either bringing people back up from the past or bringing up past things that you haven't fully learned the full picture of. That Jupiter is giving you the ability with Mercury retrograde to like really assess it, really understand it. We created a video on this, so go check that out for more information about that, as well as the eclipse. But Venus, Rahu, and Sun all being in your 6th house, it's causing you to have to like want to change in your work-life balance, want to change when it comes to your physical fitness, your health, your daily routines, and just your overall relationship with work or co-workers, things like that. Also the service you provide to humanity and the service that you give back to others. Maybe trying to find something creative and very different. And Mercury going retrograde there on the 9th is going to give you the ability to focus on that even more after that new chapter starts on the 8th. Also, this Jupiter in your 7th house with Mercury going retrograde is ruled by the current placement of Mars with Saturn in your 4th house. No, sorry, your 5th house. So what this does is you might have been having a very intense dynamic between love, relationship, creativity for the last year since January of 2023. Mars there is giving you the ability to take action towards a hobby, towards a creative practice, a spiritual devotion, even your relationship with your kids if you have them, as well as just this energy of love, romance, of romantic affairs. Like you are wanting to learn about it, wanting to re-navigate it because of the retrograde energy, and then Mars energy take action towards it. Now, when Sun enters Aries conjunct this placement in your 7th house, it's only going to amplify that even more and make you feel a surge of confidence in relating to others and connecting with other people. Then when Mars enters Pisces on the 23rd in your 6th house, it's going to give you that it leaves the Saturn placement in your 5th house, kind of taking off that pressure of romantic and creative endeavors to then being on your work, your daily life, your routines, your health, taking action towards your goals in that area that you set on the 8th. Then we have the full moon in your 1st house on April 23rd and 24th, which is like very powerful for closing this chapter that began in October and November about the course that you wanted your life to go on. So in October and November, you could have set like new intentions or manifestations around changing something about your physical appearance or beautifying yourself or just the path that your life was taking. And this full moon is closing that chapter or bringing you insights to things you learned during that time because it's opposite Jupiter. So there's some learning type of ability that you had in this endeavor. We'll make a video on this as well for further insights to what the full moon will bring. Yeah, and then Venus being there as well, opposite the full moon that same day, again, giving you that harmony and something you learned according to who you are, according to the path your life is taking, bring that beauty back to it. It's also good for relationships, or if you're wanting to enter a relationship, Venus being in your 7th house is very good, bringing you some harmony because it rules your 1st house. You are a Venus person. So when Venus goes into your 7th, you experience some beauty with your relationships, some beauty with just connecting with others, harmony, balance. Overall, that's what you know. But being opposite yourself, the full moon, it's like the focus is on you, but it's also on how you connect with others and the balance that you want to experience in relationships. And then Mercury will station direct the next day on April 25th, bringing you the ability to assert your focus in a much more profound way because Mercury doesn't do as well in Pisces. So you're going to be a little bit all over the place when it comes to balancing your daily life. But once it goes direct, you'll feel that focus is better. That energy is more forward moving rather than all over the place. And also, this is the last month we have of Jupiter being in your 7th house. So take advantage of it. Learn everything you need to learn when it comes to partnerships, relationships, creating that balance between yourself and partners and letting go of codependency tendencies because in May we start a whole new chapter when Jupiter moves into Taurus. All right. For the Scorpio risings and moons, Jupiter and Mercury being in your 6th house right now at the beginning of the month, where Mercury is going retrograde, it's giving you an ability to reassess like jobs. This is what I'm mostly noticing for a lot of the Scorpio rising. It's also your health. It's also your coworkers, your relationship to your work, your relationship to work-life balance, your physical fitness routine, maybe your just the way you're taking care of your physical body, but mostly like your work life dynamic. Because Mercury retrograding there, it's like a job from the past can be coming up. You learning something that you want to implement new in your daily life and routine. Also, the service you provide to others. Now, we did do a Mercury retrograde video and a new moon eclipse video already put up on the Patreon, so to know more about that, check those out. But overall, it's an energy of like reassessing your daily life, your routines, your service, and your physical fitness and health. Major focus of learning and re-navigating things that happened in April of 2023, April and May of 2023. So then, yeah, it's ruled by Mars, which is currently placed in your 4th house with Saturn. Saturn and Mars together in your 4th house is wanting you to have some type of change in your home life, taking action towards changing maybe your home, creating a more stable foundation in your home, creating getting resources to have a better, more secure home. And also not just your home, but like your inner peace, your emotional security, your emotional foundation, the way you feel happy. So it can feel like there's this pressure to get it all figured out and find like a moment of peace, especially because your daily life is so busy right now. But knowing that this energy will pass and all of the work you're putting in towards creating a secure foundation for peace within yourself and your home, it is going to pay off. Then we have on April 13th, Sun entering Aries that only amplifies this even more, wanting you to find that stability, that direct forward moving motion in your daily life, in your physical fitness, in your health, in the work you're doing and providing to others. It's just a focus on discipline, mostly because it's ruled by where Mars is placed with Saturn. It's about having discipline, action, focus that provides you with peace and fulfillment inside. Then we have on the 23rd, Mars entering Pisces, conjunct Venus, Rahu, Neptune, and Mercury going retrograde in that place as well. That's in your 5th house. Now, if there are any Scorpio risings and moons that are trying to get pregnant, trying to have some type of creative business they start or start a new project that is creative in any type of way, could look like reproduction or just overall like more energy devoted towards a spiritual practice or a creative project of some sort and a romantic love affair. When Mars enters this, it's like go time. So take action towards your project, plan those goals. This new chapter is starting on the 8th, but when Mars enters there, it's like you're going to have forward moving action taken towards it because you're ruled by Mars. So this is a very important transit for you. If you're not trying to get pregnant or start something, just be on the lookout for that. But overall, you're going to feel more happy as well. It can feel like it's a new foreign type of happy or just a new foreign type of way of like expressing yourself, something different than you've ever experienced before because of the nature of Rahu, but it is going to be very beautiful for you. So April is a good month. And then on the 23rd and 24th, we have the full moon in Libra, with also on the 24th, Venus being opposite that. Now, this happens in your 11th and 5th house. Hold on. Yeah, this happens in your 6th and 12th house axis, this full moon in your 12th house, which we will create a video on for more in-depth insights to the full moon that's happening. But it's a closing a chapter towards your mental health, towards regulating your nervous system, towards letting go of limiting beliefs and fears from the past, and also forgiveness. So things that happened in October, November of 2023, finally coming to a close, letting it go, finding that peace and forgiveness. And then Venus opposite that, supporting it, supporting your, once you let go and have that forgiveness in your life, that Venus opposite that is going to give you that harmony and that beauty towards taking action in your daily life because you don't have something in the background of your mind holding you back anymore. You've let go of it. You've done the peace work. You've done the inner work, the healing, the finding solitude, and then therefore Venus in your 6th, it's giving you that desire to not be so hidden anymore. This desire, like, okay, I don't have to hide myself or my emotions. I can express them. I can find that balance in my daily life, take action towards my goals in a disciplined nature, and be very happy. So yeah, this is the last month we have Jupiter there. So take advantage of all this energy, because May 1st, we start a whole new chapter where it moves in your 7th house. And we will come out with a video on this as well. Yeah, and thank you guys. And let's move on to the next. All right, for the Sagittarius risings and moons, this current energy in the beginning of the month with Jupiter and Mercury in your 5th house and Mercury being retrograde there, it's making you revisit some type of devotion to a spiritual practice or an energy of creation. A theme for you for the last year has since April and May of last year has been creation, creative pursuits, creative hobbies, children, love, and romance. And with Mercury going retrograde there, it can bring up things from the past year or past people in this area of life that have taught you something in this area, or again, bringing up this desire in you to create or conceive. It's ruled by Mars, which is placed in your 3rd house currently with Saturn. And this energy has been, it could have been taking a hit to your confidence, you trying to learn how to balance your confidence or taking action towards like little skills you need to learn that are going to produce like you starting a new business, you starting a creative project, you having children, you experiencing a romance or a love affair, or just in any sense. Mars with your 3rd house, it's like that's where your confidence, that's where your willpower, your desire to take action resides. And with Mars there, it's like you have this ability to do it, but Saturn is asking you to be more mature about it, more responsible and disciplined, and also learning what it means to truly have confidence within you. Now, when Sun enters Aries on the 13th in your 5th house, it's only going to amplify this energy more, causing you to want to create, want to conceive, want to experience love, and have that romance in the air. And it will be beautiful for you because this is the last month that we have this transit happening before Jupiter moves into Taurus in May 1st. So take advantage of the confidence that you are going to be feeling, that to creatively express yourself, to experience happiness and joy, because it's a lot of themes around happiness for you for the rest of the month, okay? And learning what that means to have happiness within you. And now this is even more amplified by the energy of Mars moving into Pisces in your 4th house on April 23rd, because your 4th house is your most private part of yourself. It's where you feel emotionally secure. It's where you like to hide. And with Rahu there can be also this indication of you wanting to change something about your own emotional regulation, your own emotional foundation and stability, even with your family or within your home. Just finding peace where you reside, whether that's in your heart or in your external reality. You're going to be able to take action towards this, but because Mercury does go retrograde in this place, it's still like you need to uncover or redo things from the past that are coming up during this time. Then on April 23rd and 24th, we have the full moon in Libra, and then 24th, Venus will be opposite that. Now we will come out with a full moon video to give you further insights on what this is going to be bringing up for you. But it's a closure to like manifestations happening for you. It's your 11th house, which also signifies your relationships, like connections, networks, large organizations, your community, sudden manifestations coming in, or gains. It's not that the chapter is ending like you won't have those. It's just over the last 6 months, you have completed a cycle in this area of your life, and that will be highlighted on the 23rd and 24th, and then as well supported by the energy of Venus in Aries in your 5th house, bringing you that harmony to take action towards having happiness, creatively expressing yourself, starting a new hobbies, pouring into a spiritual practice that brings you joy, and devoting yourself to something. This is also a good time for you to be repeating mantras or affirmations that bring you peace and joy or help align you with your manifestations and goals. And then on the 25th, Mercury will station direct in Pisces in your 4th house, giving you that ability to clearly focus on your emotional security, your inner peace, your home, the changes in your home you want to make. Now, just to remind you guys, this is the last time we have Jupiter in Aries for another like 10 years. So take advantage of this month. Take advantage of the energy that's being exerted by Rahu's suppositor being in your 5th, by all of this Pisces energy in your fourth, being ruled by Jupiter in your fifth, because it's going to bring you a lot of knowledge, you a lot of happiness, you just this it's a catalyst. It's going to carry you into the energy that's going to be amplified in your daily life beginning in May. All right. For the Capricorn risings and moons, okay, the first half of the month with Jupiter and Mercury in your fourth house, Mercury going retrograde there, bringing back up stuff that happened in April and May of last year, or started in April and May last year, in regards to your home, your emotional security, your emotional peace, your relationship with your mother or your family, or change in your home, or even moving and relocating. This has been a learning process for you because Jupiter always brings a bit of knowledge with it. And with Mercury going retrograde there, it's like you changing your mindset and taking action towards learning the skills towards what you have learned over this last year. Now, we created a video on the retrograde period for you all, and also on the solar and new moon, the solar eclipse and the new moon that's taking place the 7th and 8th. So check those out on Patreon for more insights as to what those are. But then when the sun enters Aries conjunct Jupiter and Uranus in your fourth house on, on April 13th, this is going to bring you the confidence to make that decision of change in your home life, in your relationship with your family, in healing, in processing your emotions in a healthier way. It's ruled by the depositor, which is Mars, which sits in your second house. So this has been directly impacting your sense of self-worth, your income, stability, and material things in your life. Saturn there has been feeling like maybe these things are restricted from you, or making you be very mature when it comes to your finances, very responsible when it comes to things you're purchasing or investing in. And because of that nature, when Sun illuminates this house for you, ruled by where Mars is currently placed in your second house, it's like, how are you feeling valuable? How are you feeling worthy? What value are you placing on things that might be taking over your life? Or the opposite, not adding any value to your life. Now, when Mars leaves this placement of your second house and goes into your third house on April 23rd, it's going to bring a newfound interest or a newfound desire to take action towards learning new skills, towards creating new hobbies, and having the willpower and energy to change your belief system in your life, okay? Because Venus, Sun, and Rahu with Mercury retrograde placed there and Mars, it's combustion of energy in your third house, which is what gives you your confidence. So the eclipse that happens on the 8th is starting that new chapter in your confidence, in the skills you're learning, in the way you're communicating to people. Even short distance travels that you're making can be a theme for that month for you as well. Now, this action is only going to be more cleared till the end of April when Mercury goes direct, but all of the retrograde motion is giving you the ability to reassess. Think of it as reassess. Don't think of it as bad. It's just reassessing your skills, reassessing your willpower, reassessing your confidence, reassessing even like going back, traveling short distance trips. And if you have siblings, your relationship with them or the people in your close circle as well, and how they impact you. Now we have the full moon in Libra on April 23rd and 24th, which happens in your 10th house, closing a chapter to your career. We are going to come out with a video later this month as well on what that means for each rising moon sign, so keep an eye out for that. But Venus being opposite this full moon on April 24th in your 4th house is bringing you a lot of harmony when it comes to your home life, your foundation, the most private part of yourself, the things you keep hidden. You're going to be feeling like you just closed a chapter and it's feeling refreshing. Everything that you've learned in regards to changing your home and creating that secure emotional foundation within you will have that beautifying harmony to it for the end of the month. And then that nature of Jupiter and Venus together in your 4th house only lasts for like 5 days, because then May 1st, Jupiter transits into Taurus, which we will talk about later as well. But take advantage of this opportunity, because it's very, take advantage of this energy that's happening in your 4th house, where it's like the most private part of yourself, and doing the healing, having that warm and cozy type of feeling for the later half of the month. You're going to be feeling a lot better than you have been. If you've been feeling like that Saturn Mars in your second house has been taking a hit to your self-worth, and then the energy in your third house has been taking a hit to like your confidence or your willpower or your desire to take action to things. The later half of the month does get much better for you. So keep a positive mindset and stay disciplined and structured in your efforts. All right, for the Aries risings and moons. Okay, this first half of the month, Mercury going retrograde in your third house with Jupiter, and we created a video on that to learn more about that and what that's bringing for you, as well as the new moon and solar eclipse in Pisces happening in your second house. You can see the videos on Patreon to learn more about that. But what I want to talk about is this Mercury retrograde being ruled by the depositor, which is Mars for that, in your first house with Saturn. You, over the last year, since January of 2023, have been taking a lot of responsibility on changing and up-leveling your life in really profound ways. Maybe it's caused a little bit of obstacles in the beginning, just feeling like a little bit of pressure. But overall, it's been successful. And even if it feels like it hasn't been, the success will be coming because Saturn always rewards, and that change you're creating to become more mature, responsible, stable, and secure in your life will manifest results because Aquarius just brings forth good results. So not to worry. But then with Mars there, it's like you've been having this energy to really take action towards those goals, changing things about your appearance, the path your life is taking, or even if it's your moon, like your mindset, the way you think. It's all been improving steadfast, and it will feel even better after Mercury leaves the retrograde period and goes into your second house, but as well at near the end of the month when Mars enters into your third, when Mars enters into Pisces in your second as well, because in your second house, what's been happening is this energy of the eclipse starting a new chapter in terms of your income, your self-worth and value, the way you perceive material things, the way you get income, and the way your dynamic is with your family. A change there has been taking place, which can also be another indicator of just having pressure. Now, when Sun enters Aries on April 13th, conjunct Uranus and Jupiter, it's only going to further illuminate like skills you want to learn to focus on to manifest change in your life and in your income. And as well, just this final chapter closing, because Jupiter is only going to be there for the rest of April. It leaves Aries on May 1st, goes into Taurus. So all that you have been learning since April and May of last year in terms of like your confidence, your willpower, the skills you want to be successful in yourself and also in your income and just overall in your life, it's going to pay off this month. This is where you're going to notice the results and those manifestations coming in. Now, on April 23rd, when Mars leaves Aquarius and goes into your second house, just where this new ecliptic chapter has begun from April 8th, it's going to feel like you're getting more support, you're getting more income, you're getting more of this like desire to receive abundance and receive material things, but also receiving it in a new way. Because that chapter opens up a new beginning for you on April 8th. So it's like you're wanting change in your income, changing your self-worth, changing the way you value yourself and others, and the way you place value on other things. But Mars there is going to give you the energy to have that support, have that direct action being taken. It can feel like it's a very different foreign way that you're either getting income or getting support from others because Rahu brings about stuff in a very different exotic way. But trust that this process is karmically what you're meant to experience right now, and not in a bad way. It is going to bring you a lot of material gains and like just success financially and to your self-worth and value, but it will be like it's something you have to really sit with and process, because especially if you struggle with self-worth or confidence in general, then this month is where you learn and close out that final chapter to that experience. Then on April 24th, Venus enters Aries with Jupiter and Sun and Uranus in your third house, again further illuminating that this month is when you're closing out that chapter to learning what it means to have confidence, to have that willpower to take action towards your goals, to learn those skills, to go on those short distance travel trips that engage your mind and produce more knowledge within yourself that you're able to help and teach others in a very beautiful way. Now, Mercury will then go direct on the 25th in your second house, again, further giving you like a clear action to take or a clear way of thinking to take action towards having new income, having more financial stability and security, having a better understanding of your value of material things and yourself. So a lot on the front of like yourself, your confidence, and your value for the rest of this month before we start that new chapter of Jupiter in May. So yeah, thank you. And let us know how that proceeds for you. All right, Pisces risings and moons, last up. Okay, for you guys, Jupiter and Mercury in your second house, with Mercury going retrograde on April 2nd, yesterday. And this is bringing you a way to reevaluate your sense of self-worth, the way you take action in your finances, in your material things, everything that you've learned in regards to income and your personal sense of self-worth since April and May of last year, 2023. Now, the depositor of it is Mars, which is currently in your 12th house with Saturn. So this past year, or since January of 2023, has been really intense for you guys in healing from past wounds, letting go of limiting beliefs, overall doing a sense of healing and letting go from past childhood traumas, or just finding like a peace in healing, finding peace in isolation, maybe fixing your sleep patterns and really focusing on your mental health and regulating your nervous system. This is a great month, or up until 23rd of April, when Mars moves into Pisces, for you guys to take action towards the healing. Because Saturn rewards, and Mars placed with Saturn right now is going to give you that energy to take action towards those things you need to heal and let go of and regulate in your nervous system. Trying to be disciplined about your routines, trying to be disciplined about your healing, it's going to pay off. And especially because of the ruler of Jupiter, which is in your second house. The more you heal and take care of your mental peace and regulation, the further your finances increase, the further your self-worth feels amplified and secure, and the happier you will be. That's the literal key right there. Now, all of this energy in your first house, it's powerful. Your life, your sense of self, your mind, it's changing in rapid ways. This eclipse starts a new chapter on the 8th, which if you want to find further in-depth information about the Mercury retrograde and the eclipse, you can look to the videos on Patreon for that as well. But this eclipse in your first house is bringing you a whole different outlook to your life, a whole different outlook to who you are, an ability to change your image, change something about your looks, the way your mind is, the way you're seeing yourself and how you want others to see you, and the trajectory that you want your life to go on for the next 10 years, 12 years. Okay, now when Sun enters Aries on the 13th, with Jupiter and in your second house, it's going to illuminate your sense of self-worth. You're going to feel confident about everything that you have learned up until this last year, and it's going to give you this surge to take action towards, again, your healing as well. But then when Mars enters Pisces, towards yourself, towards changing something about your appearance, and it will be benefiting you because Venus will be there, so it'll be very beautiful, it'll be very attractive to other people, and it will pay off. But you have to feel confident about it. That's the main thing, and worthy of it, worthy of the change, worthy of expressing yourself in a new way, because this new chapter is exciting for you. Now, that full moon in Libra in your 8th house, it's opposing your second house, where Venus will be on the 24th. We'll do a video further in depth about this full moon as well on Patreon, so keep an eye out for that. But this transit overall, it's gonna be very good for your finances, very good for your sense of self-worth, for your income, just for your material possessions and material things. If you were needing to shop or do any type of shopping, or just cooking, also eating during this period right here, it will pay off. And using all of that knowledge that you've learned in this last year, when Venus conjoins it, Venus conjoining Jupiter, it's going to be very beautiful for you. You might get some sudden type of income, some sudden type of reward towards something you've been really pursuing for a long time, because that Saturn in your 12th house has been feeling like it's blocking you a little bit. because you're going through your Saraswati if you're Pisces moon. So this will be a very healing and rewarding month for you. And just embrace that sudden change, because that Uranus conjunction there, it's going to be very good for a sudden change, sudden beautiful change with Venus, okay, supporting it. Then on the 25th, Mercury will go direct in Pisces over your first house, giving you a clearer focus and vision towards the things you need to learn and the skills you need to take to change your life, to communicate with other people, maybe communicating about your ideas better, communicating your ideas to other people better, communicating your relationships and business partnerships better. So if you're feeling like your thoughts or words are jumbled up until then, just take it easy, because it will get better and clearer. But remember to be focusing on your self-worth and healing and letting go of limiting beliefs, because that second and 12th house axis, it's powerful for letting go and beginning new, and letting go of the old so you can call in new worth, new value, new material things, new money, new experiences, new knowledge. And this is the last month we have that happening. Because then in May, Jupiter will transit into Taurus on May 1st, starting a whole new cycle for us. And we will be coming out with a video on that also, so stay tuned. All right. I hope that was helpful and beneficial and giving you all some type of insight for how this April month is going to go for all of you. Leave a comment in the comments below to what you're expecting or manifesting or thinking will happen for you. And if you notice any of these things coming to light in your own life. And I wish you so much peace, happiness, and love for April. Yeah, and stay tuned for the further content we have coming out.